Now, the government's announced this afternoon a near $4 billion boost to combat potholes on state highways and local roads over the next 3 years. The statement was released today by Transport Minister Simeon Brown. He said the NZTA Waka Kotahi Board had confirmed indicative funding levels in the National Land Transport Program, allowing the government to significantly increase their road maintenance funding. Now, over the next 3 years, the agency will deliver just over $2 billion in state highway pothole prevention, with $1.9 billion going towards prevention on local roads. So the areas that see the most pothole funding: Auckland, $487 million. The Waikato gets $214 million. Canterbury, $188, and Northland, $149 million. Is that enough? Well, Minister Brown says that over 62,000 potholes need fixing in state highways around the country last year. Now, one man that knows his potholes, road safety campaigner Geoff Upson, is with me. G'day, Geoff.
G'day, how you doing?
It's been good to talk to you, my friend. It's been a few years, I think.
Yeah, I think from memory, last time we talked, you had that cricketer guy with you. Is that right?
That guy.
Ex-cricketer? Yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember much about him, but he liked driving slowly in the right lane of the motorway.
So, good old Mark Richardson. Yeah. I've had a few ex-cricketers I've worked with, old Simon Dool as well, but yeah, that would have been him. Hey, look, for those that aren't familiar, Geoff, you are a road safety campaigner. I think when we first met and was at a chat, you were famous or infamous for spray painting penises onto the roads, around potholes to coax Auckland Transport into having them repaired. That was that definitely got the attention. And you are, where are you? You're up north, aren't you? Far north.
Yeah, not the far north. No, just northern part of Auckland. So I live in Rodney. Yeah.
That's right. You're still there, yeah. Now, what are you, and you do other things as well, which we're going to get to. So what do you make of this announcement, $4 billion?
I think it's great, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, obviously we could always get more, and it's not enough money to fix all of the defects on the road at the moment, but it's a huge, massive improvement on what the last government did. And I'm sure that Minister Simeon Brown would in actual fact give us more money for the road if he could. I'm sure he's fought really hard to get as much as he can for us. And I mean, I'm not sure if you've looked at the numbers, but we've got a 74% increase. I mean, that's huge. That's more than double, right? 74% increase for the Auckland region, and that includes Rodney, where I live, because the Rodney part of Auckland is 46% of the geographical mass of Auckland, and we're mostly farms up here. But if we're rural, that means that we've got roads. And if we've got roads in Auckland, it means we've got potholes.
Now, I think now this is great, because now, are you concerned though what they're going to use to fix them with? And I ask you this because I've seen your Facebook page, which is great, and only 4 days ago you showed a picture of how in poor condition this road was. In a strong wind, it literally blew away the tar seal. Where the hell was that?
I think that was down in the South Island somewhere. I'm not... oh,
my gosh.
I can't remember off the top of my head. That was a photo that was sent in to me by a follower. But I think what's happened there is that the road was resurfaced and they just used a low quality product, or they've done it when it was wet or something. Yeah. And the tar, which is the top layer, the tar hasn't bedded onto the road properly, and the wind is. How crazy is that we live in a day and age, where we've got these tiny little devices that we can call anybody anywhere in the world, but we can't build a road that will last.
Isn't it crazy?
with the wind blowing 100 kilometres an hour. So it's
it is funny, but it's also a wonder if will the these 62,000 potholes, will they use inferior products? I mean, there's no point doing it if it's not going to be done properly. Can we trust them to do it properly?
I think that's what we need to do. Is we need to have what we used to have a clerk of works, and so we actually need some more auditing done where somebody competent, so it's not just an admin person, and an actual somebody who has got experience with roading, has a very good understanding and probably even worked in the industry, to actually be employed by Auckland Transport, to be employed by New Zealand Transport Agency, and to be employed by other councils around the country, to actually go out to these roadworks sites during the roadworks being done, and shortly thereafter to ensure that the contractors are doing it to a satisfactory level. But what we're seeing at the moment is Auckland Transport has 5 auditors for the entire region. We've got almost 8,000 kilometres of roads, and we've only got 5 people driving around auditing contractors that are working on those. So we definitely need some more oversight by competent and qualified people. Qualified by experience would be, we don't need somebody with a university degree. We need somebody who has worked in the industry and understands the difference between chip seal and asphalt, and knows how to put it on the road properly. Yeah.
No, fair call. Because, I mean, that reminded me of another picture I saw that you'd put up of maybe it was up north, I don't know where it was, where where they paint the lines, the white lines, and they just paint it over the grass instead of moving it.
I'm not sure if you've seen the follow-up to that, but...
what happened?
Well, so first of all, there's a big layer of mud that had built up on the side of the road there, and there were some pine needles and leaves and stuff. So they painted over the top of the whole lot. And then when I did that video, that video has had 5 million views on Facebook, by the way. That's a lot of people have seen. So anyway, they came out and they swept the leaves off the top of the mud, and then they painted the white line on top of the mud. So there was still 3 centimetres of mud underneath their white line.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. You wouldn't believe it unless you actually seen it happen. It was just... It blew me away.
But this actually goes back to what you were saying, Geoff, about people. There's only a handful of people actually driving around the country checking on the work that's done. So, if you've got nobody, in the end, if you've got nobody kind of checking what you do, you're like, oh, I'm not getting out of the truck, stuff it. It's raining. I'm just going to paint this. Who cares? Who's going to look at my work? I mean... Hey, so, Geoff, no surprise, I just thought I'd give you, before we let you go, what... So, of course, Simeon Brown announces this $4 billion boost. Fantastic. The Green Party's transport spokesperson, Julia Angenta, basically said it's money poured down the drain, it's hype, and that the minister has no idea how transport network works, and that we should be looking at investing in rail, here we go, public transport infrastructure and coastal shipping.
Yeah, well... I don't think I can speak my mind 100% honestly live on the air.
I get it.
But my opinion of Julie Angenta is very, very low.